creeping up on you, my children. Do you like the movies, but need something for a lonesome death? Perhaps something to celebrate Father's Day with? Well, open up a crate and have something to tide you over. Creepshow! Creepshow is a horror anthology film directed by George Romero, written by Stephen King, and featured special effects by Tom Savini. It was inspired by our much-beloved EC horror comics. And when something is inspired by comics, you should not be surprised that it finds itself adopted into comic form. The adaptation does not contain the framing device that the movie had of a child with an angry father who demands he stop reading his horror comics and subsequently meets a painful end thanks to a voodoo doll. But it does have the other wonderful tales of spooks and nightmares. And what better way to show off its influences than by having its own comic book horror host, The Creep, our guide on this journey into fear. The first story is Father's Day, about a terrible little family that hates one another. But one member in particular, Bedelia, was hateful towards her father, who had her boyfriend murdered because he didn't approve of him. And in revenge, she allegedly whacked him over the head with an ashtray and killed him. And now she visits his grave every Father's Day in memory of him. But on this Father's Day, he decides to get up and visit her! Then there is the lonesome death of Jordy Werrell. A meteor crashes at his farm and he touches it, burning his fingers in the process. When he tries to cool it off with water, it splits open and reveals a green liquid that he touches. And soon, grass begins to grow from that spot, and on his tongue when he tried to cool off his burnt finger. And then his face. And, well, anything he touches. He has quite the green thumb. And green everything by the end of it. Oh, and I should note, for those of you who enjoy your horror a little more blue, most of the swearing is censored. But really, what's so scary about naughty words anyway? Next we have the story of The Crate. A janitor at a college finds a box labeled Arctic Expedition 1834 and asks Professor Stanley to come take a look at it, pulling him away from a party. At this party, his friend Henry is there with his wife. His shrewish lush of a wife that Henry cannot stand. When the janitor and Professor Stanley fish out the crate, it seems there's something alive in there. Something very hungry and with sharp teeth. Something that might be able to help with Henry's wife. Fourth up on offering is something to tide you over. Richard is a wealthy, cruel man who has discovered that his wife is having an affair, and thus he's decided on a bit of a cruel punishment for them. Burying them neck deep in sand on the beach, right when the tide is starting to come in. Oh, but Richard, be careful. Sometimes what gets drowned at sea has a habit of washing back up. And finally, for our creep show, we have They're Creeping Up on You. Not that there's anything really that spectacularly horrific in this one, my children. Just remember that the cockroaches will outlive us all. No matter how well the coffins are sealed, no matter how good your bug spray or how clean you keep things, the cockroaches will creep up on us all. Creepshow, whether it's the movie or the comic, is the most fun you'll ever have being scared.